Hey guys, what's up? It's Jackie J. I'm in the house. Obviously, if you followed me over to YouTube from Facebook, first of all, thank you so much. I love you guys. And if you did that, you also know where I am. This is where I do all my makeup videos on Facebook. Whoop, whoop. So if you're into like watching live makeup video tutorials and just like crazy mom life, go follow me on Facebook and search my hashtag Fabulous Nation. I'll put it up here so you can find it because that's way easier to search than sifting through 8 trillion Jackie Johnsons on Facebook. So go check me out, follow me on Facebook. I love you forever. Anywho's, and just a little, yes, I am very sunburnt. We went to the splash pad yesterday and I'm like sunburned from the belly button up, so that's always fun. Anywhoosies, I wanted to come in here and talk about how I found out I'm pregnant. Since I announced so late in my pregnancy, 21 weeks, I really didn't get to talk about like how we found out, the first trimester, all of that fun stuff. So I'm gonna just, I'm itchy, y'all. Sorry, it's a sunburn. How all of that went down. So if you missed my pregnancy announcement, I'll link it down in the comments. It's only 2 minutes. It's really cute. Go check it out. But if you already saw it, then you know Isaac and I, when we found out we were pregnant, we were not excited or happy. We were kind of mad because we thought that Dion, our youngest at the moment, was going to be our last, and he is our third boy. If you're just meeting me, I have 3 boys, DeMarcus, Desmond, and Dion, and they're 8, 5, and 2.5 at this point, and I'm currently 25 weeks pregnant by the time I post this video. So yes, anywhoosies, so I'm going to tell you how I found out I'm pregnant, and some like just a little bit of how I was feeling in my first trimester, and yay, so here we go. Okay. So let me start by saying, before I got pregnant, I had breastfed and was still breastfeeding my youngest, Dion. So I hadn't gotten a period in a long time, but towards the end I had gotten like maybe 4 or 5 periods, and when I do get my period, it's very, very scheduled. It's on time. It comes on the same exact day every single month, so I know like if it's late or either I'm pregnant or there's something wrong with me. So I'll say that. And I forgot where I was going with that. Anyways, so I had been breastfeeding him for a long time. He was still breastfeeding, and I had gotten my period a couple times. So February, I'm pretty sure it was February, y'all. I'm so bad at like timelines and remembering like time. Just, I don't know. Ask me if it was 20 minutes ago or an hour ago. It's the same thing to me. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it was February. So February rolls around. Usually get my period on the 10th. It's the 11th. I'm like, oh crap, like this is not okay. Already in my brain, I'm like, great, I'm pregnant. Like I already kind of like subconsciously knew because it's never late. So 2 or 3 more days go by. I'm like, okay, I still don't have it. Like I remember distinctly, DeMarcus was in school still. Dion was taking a nap in the living room, and I was sitting with Desmond at the kitchen table eating lunch, and he was yapping to me about something. I don't even remember anymore. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm pregnant. What are we gonna do? I know I'm pregnant. This is really happening right now. I need to take a pregnancy test. How am I gonna tell Isaac? Like all of these things, and mind you, I hadn't taken a pregnancy test or anything yet. Like I just knew in my head. So I was like, okay. So then I randomly remembered that I had a old pregnancy test in my closet. So I was like, okay, let me go find it and see if it's like expired or not. So I look at it and it was like expired by like almost 2 years. So I was like, oh, I don't know. Is it even worth taking an expired test? So I was like, okay, let me do a Google search. And so apparently the only reason they expire is because whatever detects the pregnancy hormone in your urine like dissipates or dissolves or goes away or whatever. So if anything, you'll get a false negative if you are pregnant and not necessarily a false positive. So I was like, okay, whatever, let me take it. So this was after lunchtime. So, oh, my lighting is being really weird. Anyway, so I go in the bathroom, take it. Didn't even finish peeing before those two little red lines screaming pregnant in my face at me was saying pregnant. And I was like, oh my God, this expired 2-year-old pregnancy test is already blaring pregnant at me. I didn't even have to wait 30 seconds to pee to see that it was positive. So I'm like, crap, great. I'm like, okay, what should I do? I'm like, okay, let me go to Target and get one that's not expired, just so that, you know, it's more legitimized in my head, because at this point, I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe it. And we didn't want any more kids. So I was like, okay. And then plus, you know, any excuse to go to Target, right? So I think I waited until the next day to go to Target because it was already kind of late in the day, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, next day we go to Target, get the pregnancy test. We have pizza at Target because I'm like stressed, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this. 4 kids, like WTF, right? So I wait until the next morning because supposedly your morning pee is like the most concentrated or whatever. So I wait until the next morning, and I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my God, when this comes up pregnant, how am I going to tell Isaac? What am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. So anyways, hide the test so he doesn't see it. And by the way, I hadn't mentioned anything to him about thinking I'm pregnant or anything yet, except I think he did kind of know, because I mentioned that my nipples were really sore, and he kind of just gave me that look like, that's not normal for you, you know? So anyways, I'll talk about that in a minute. So I take the test, same thing that happened the first time, didn't even finish peeing until it was positive. So I was like mid-pee, bam, 2 lines, you're pregnant, girl, get used to it. So I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna tell Isaac? So I put both of the pregnancy tests on just like the counter in the bathroom, and he comes home, I come into the room like before he really sees me and sit on the bed, and I put the test in the room. So he walks in, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, nothing, I was just trying to have like, you know, a minute of peace, or I forget what I said really. And I was like, can you get me something out of the bathroom? He's like, why don't you go get it? You're right there, like what's wrong with your legs? I was like, can you just go get it? And so he walks in there, and like I hear him breathing, and he's looking at them, and then he walks out and he just looks at me and doesn't say anything. I was like, congratulations. he was like, don't congratulate me. like when I say like we were not happy, like we didn't want another kid. Like, not to say that we're not happy now, but like when we first found out, we were like, no, like, no, please, no. So anyways, that's how I told him. At this point, we're both super, super excited. Then we're just super excited now. Like, I cannot wait until October. October 24th, by the way, is the due date, so I can't wait. So anyways, so recap on my first trimester, basically. So some of the symptoms that I had that were unlike my other 3 pregnancies was that I was so moody. Oh my God, I was like the queen bee, super crazy, just like anything and everything was like, I will rip your head off. Do not talk to me, do not touch me, don't question me, don't do anything, because I'm about to curse you out. Like, that was the whole first trimester. Then like my nipples were really sore. That was never a thing in any of my other pregnancies. And also in my other pregnancies, I was like super chill. Like, even ask Isaac, like I was never like moody or like super crazy during any of my other pregnancies. So this time I had sore nipples. That was never a thing in my last pregnancies. And I was really nauseous. Like, I wasn't ever nauseous with the other boys. But this time, like, just anything I ate, I was just felt like I never actually did throw up, but, like, to the point of where, like, you know, like right before you vomit, sometimes like your mouth starts like filling up with saliva. Like, it got all the way up to that, but without actually throwing up. It was horrible. So super nauseous, super cranky, super crazy. So then, okay, at my first ultrasound, I was 17 weeks. And so I'm laying there. It's the same doctor as I had with Dion. And so they know me. And then the nurse that was also in the room, we got pretty close. So we're standing there and he's like, oh, everything looks good. She's measuring 17. He didn't say she. the baby's measuring 17 weeks, blah, 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 blah. He's like, I can tell what the sex is. And at first I was like, in my head, I was like, did he just say that? So I didn't say anything. And then the nurse, I'm not going to say her name, but she was like, wait, what? And I was like, did you just say what I... Like, it didn't register to me what he said, like, that he could see the sex already, because I was dying to know. Like, if we had already a boy and a girl, then I probably maybe would have, like, kept it a secret until the end, but we didn't have a girl yet. So I was like, what did you say? He was like, I can see the sex. And I was like, you can? He was like, yeah, do you want to know what it is? And I was like, yeah. He was like, it's a, well, he didn't scream it. He said, it's a girl. And I was like, what? It's a girl? Are you serious? So me and the nurse were like, oh my God, like freaking out. And I bet you because like the waiting room and the ultrasound room like share a wall. And I was like, I wonder if Isaac can hear us screaming right now. So I didn't say anything. They had to wait in the waiting room because they don't allow kids in the ultrasound room for whatever reason. And of course it was like the time when everybody came to the doctor. Anyway, so they all had to wait in the waiting room. So I go out, he hands me like all of these, I wonder if I have the picture here. Hang on, wait. He hands me this. Oh my God, it's right here. So the ultrasound pictures, I showed you guys this in the announcement video. And so I showed him this top picture at first because I'm like, okay, let's see if, I don't know why he printed it like that, but I was like, I wonder if I show him that, if he'll think it's twins. I'm so evil. Okay, so I showed him that picture and he was just looking at it and he was like, do you know what it is? And I was like, yeah, I know what it is. Like, look at the ultrasounds. And so I showed him that first one and he kind of just looked at me. And I was like, just look at it. And I was like, he didn't think it was twins. Like, that kind of wasn't an occurrence. He was like, it's a girl. And then he was like, it's a girl. And then all the boys started like screaming and freaking out. It's a girl, it's a girl. Ah! Especially my oldest, DeMarcus. Oh my God, he's been asking for a girl sister for freaking ever. Oh my gosh. So they were all super excited. Isaac was, again, not excited to have a girl because like he has all boys, and also he knows that this little girl is the baby, and also she is gonna have him so wrapped around his little finger that like, he was just like, damn it. So anyways, he knows that's coming, but he's getting more excited that it's a girl now too. But yeah, so that's how I found out I was pregnant. That's been the first trimester so far. So, oh, and the other thing, so exhausted, so exhausted. I was hoping by the second trimester I'd get like my energy back, which I have to like mostly, but I'm still like, it just gets drained so fast. But the first trimester I was like, I can't open my eyes. But anywhoosies, first trimester, that's how we found out. I don't know, I think that's it, y'all. Thanks for listening. This went on a little bit longer than I had intended, but if you enjoyed my videos, please like, share, comment. Tell me if you have a boy and a girl, if your pregnancies were super different, were they similar? Did you know you were having an opposite sex like the next time you had a kid? All of that fun stuff, like I just think it's so interesting. Anyways, you guys, I love you and I'll talk to you next time.